Denver has had George Floyds for years. Black men who have died at the hands of law enforcement, who either quickly or belatedly admit wrongdoing. Civil rights attorney David Lane tells our Marshall Zellinger that getting justice is getting easier.
Success in a protest means that it changes police behavior.
You'll likely recognize David Lane because he and his law firm have sued cities, police departments, and sheriff's offices over excessive force. Lawsuits that he admits are easier today than decades ago.
We got to the point where we would not take cases if there was no corroborating evidence in the form of an independent witness. The police would come in and test a lie, is what we used to call it.
Get down! Get down! Until cell phones, and now body-worn cameras on officers.
They exonerate good police, they convict bad police. Proving or disproving a case has become quite simple.
Video. It's video that revealed what happened to Michael Marshall and Marvin Booker in Denver's jail. Both died after a use of force was used while in custody. Between the two cases, the city paid out more than $10 million in settlements to the families. Mayor Michael Hancock has called what happened to George Floyd with Minneapolis police officers murder. On Friday, Kyle followed up with the mayor with a question asked at an earlier news conference about deaths at the hands of Denver law enforcement.
So I'll ask you here, was Marvin Booker murdered? Michael Marshall, was he murdered? Was Jesse Hernandez murdered at the hands of Denver officers?
Those individuals were, yes, murdered by police officers. I got to tell you that today the city of Denver has a much stronger and much deeper policy because of, unfortunately, the deaths of those individuals in our communities while interacting with police officers.
Why did you fight us tooth and nail in federal court on both of those cases, Mayor Hancock? Why are they still working for Denver, Mayor?
7 of the 8 deputies involved in the Booker and Marshall incidents are still employed by the city of Denver.
Police brutality has not increased over the years. It is simply the public's awareness of police brutality, thanks to videoing, that has increased.
Being in politics, Kyle, I understand that when lawsuits are involved, you have to be careful with your wording. But now that the mayor has used the term murder, I reached out to his office to see if he thinks that a prosecutor should be pursuing charges against any of those involved in those previous cases. I was told I would be getting an answer, but I don't have that answer yet.
I got the sense, Marshall, they didn't like the question.
That's true. They didn't like it. But I still expect an answer.
Okay. Well, yeah. Probably means it was a good question. All right. Thank you, Marshall.